Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome back to Create Every Day in August. Today is August 25th, 2020, and we're going to be playing around with a few baubles. We're going to make a few baubles, not a lot. Um, so just go ahead and give you the disclaimer. Everything that you see me use, I pay for with my own money. Nothing was sent to me to be reviewed or anything like that. I've already got my charms out that I want to use. I want to use this one because I used this last time, right? And it was just hanging by itself, right? In these little pieces. So that's what we're going to do today. It won't be a very long setup, I don't think. But I do want to tell you, yesterday I tried to upload my video, and guess what? I couldn't upload it. It was all day long, so that's why it was so late getting out. I had to transfer the data from my phone to the computer. Then the computer was saying it was a corrupt file, which I know it wasn't corrupt. Um, I had to stop that upload and redo it, and then it finally went through. Now I'm using some plastic. I think these are Walmart. I think it could be somewhere else. So whenever you have acrylic, just make sure you can just rub that off, or you may even use like a sander. I don't have any sanders in here. All right, maybe you can see what the heck I'm doing if I get the camera angle a little bit better. One day I will be a proper jewelry assembler. One day, she says. One day. I think that if you decide to make chunky charms or chunky whatevers, um, that's cool. What I want to say is, you don't have to make them super elaborate. I'm not saying don't go all out if you want them to be all fancy schmancy, but they don't have to be like humongous. When you start off, they don't have to be big. They can be smaller, and then you can, expand. But if you start off wanting to do that, then, that's fine too. I tend not to want to make a lot of super over the top crafts just because that's just not my lifestyle. That's not like the way I like to create. But if someone wants to say, hey, could you make, or, I'll buy one, I need this, and this on it, I would do it for that person because, it's not my aesthetic anymore. It's their aesthetic now. Um, so I learned that the hard way. I'm just all out of frame, right? There's sometimes the stuff that you like, everyone else doesn't like. I remember I had went and purchased something for someone because I was like, oh, I think she'll like this. And she was like, I don't like any of it. And, I was upset at first, but I was like, you know what? She has every right to say she don't like the mess that you like. Because a lot of stuff she likes, I don't like, you know, which is cool. So we're just doing this. I guess it is a chit chatty day. I suppose it's Tuesday, right? Yeah. And oh, it's a big day for my family. So maybe that's why I haven't been able to sleep lately. It's a lot of family stuff going on. Now you see this one? I don't trust this one. I feel like it could come out at any time. So that's why I have these small, tiny pieces in. But let's see if we can. Yeah, we'll do that. Sometimes the bigger pieces still have smaller holes, and you don't have to worry about it. So I'm just trying to keep this color theme in mind, and this may be a little bit too purple pink, but I think this little butterfly, I think that would accent it fairly decently. And I tried to pull out all the colors that I would just need or want to use over there, but we shall see. Yeah, I don't really care for that setup. That's the thing, like when you're making these, sometimes it's better to have in your mind how you want these things to be done. Because if not, you're going to be like me, back and forth, back and forth. Uh-huh. I don't know. I just like Sometimes when I'm using these head pins, I know that it was a secure bead. I know that. But I feel like I just need to put that on there. And it makes me want to do a happy dance, I suppose. Did I have it on there? I don't know. Yeah, that looks cool. Now let's cap it off with a little bead. See, it just jumped out ready to go. I watched, oh my goodness. So I want to do some flowers, but I haven't did ScanNCut. But I'm going to do ScanNCut today, I think. I keep saying that and I don't. I've used that ScanNCut once, this whole thing. And you know, every time I do Krita, I usually repeat the same thing. So I'm always trying not to do that. I'm trying to find different ways to expand what I do, as well as just give you something different. But if I was a card maker, you would have got 30, you know, if I was primarily just a card maker, you would have gotten 31 days of cards. So, you know, I feel like I beat myself up sometimes because I'm like, I don't want to repeat anything. I don't want to repeat. Oh, I don't want to do this too many times. But I think it's okay. I'm just weird. I'm being weird, I should say. All right. I started to actually buy a bead board the other day. I was like, why would you buy another bead board when you have one? I have like 2 or 3 of them. I just need to locate the suckers, right? I said suckers. Oh my goodness. So, my son said a curse word. It's so not funny. It's so not funny. I want to strangle his dad because I don't curse in front of my son. And I really curse because I feel like you can just say so much more without cursing. This is so boring. Look at that. It's just so meh. But the big roommate said sugar honey iced tea. He's like, oh, sugar honey iced tea, right? And my son was like, Daddy, why'd you say, oh, sugar honey iced tea? I didn't say anything. I didn't get emotional about it. His dad's like, what'd you say? I said, you heard what he said. He said, you don't say that. I said, no, you don't say it. If you don't say it, he won't repeat it. So that's the second time he said that word too. So yeah. And Dad's been home for a while, and school has started, and so I'm like, you are a distraction. You cannot be roaming the halls, the school halls, opening up going in the cafeteria and stuff like that. Like, you got to go sit down somewhere. And he's like, what? I said, go sit down or go do something because you're distracting him. Because, my kid is nosy. He's so dang nosy. I'm having a hard time with this one. Can you tell? Hard time. So it was funny to hear the big room and say, what you say? It wasn't funny to hear my son say that word. He's going to pick it up from people. I'd rather not be at home so I could correct the language. The thing is, like, if you're at home and you're if you curse, do it. I don't care. Because my aunt curses on the phone when we talk. My aunt has a potty mouth. But she's grown. She's an old lady. So she could curse if she wants. She did some living. But I always just let her know, you're on speaker. And my son's like, TT. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, my son will not let me have a conversation with anyone. He likes to dominate the phone calls. So these little beads are proven to be much more worrisome than helpful. Which is okay because I chose them. So I should have paid more attention. I don't really like working with seed beads that much, but lately I've been getting seed bead advertisements in my uh, Pinterest feed. So Pinterest is telling me it's time for you to stop being a chicken and get some string and seed beat it up, right? I don't want to use that purple one. I love this color. Oh, it's so pretty. And it goes. No, it doesn't go. Shoot. I thought I was gonna weasel that one in. That one fits though. Not so much. All right. So let's see. I don't want to make a ginormous. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'm gonna make 10 more, and then we'll start the other process. Okay, so I don't think I made 20 of these things. I just got tired because I kept seeing a sea of yellow. And I was like, where's the pink? And I was like, oh, it's a few pink in here. But anyway, here is the 3-in-1 tool. And this is why it's, you could get a 3-in-1 tool and not have to worry about it. You see right here, you have your wire cutter. It just cuts. Now this one is one that I have, but my actual wire cutter is not with me. It's downstairs somewhere, but I use that, and now I have all of my little pieces assembled. Now what I'm going to do is call some with you all, and then we'll be finished with that portion. So I have it there, and this is very important. How much you cut off to actually make your little coil is very, very important. So you're going to take this, I do that every time. Take this and you hold it in whatever hand you want to hold it in, right? Your left hand, right hand, whichever hand you feel like it's the strongest hand, you hold it. And then you take your less dominant hand. You see, I just turned my left hand and I'm just turning this over. And I just tweak that a little bit and we have a pretty decent eye pin. Okay, that's the one that's manufactured. And this one is Brandy made. Okay, so if you want to fiddle with it some more, you can fiddle with it, but I find the more I fiddle with it, the less good it is. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to fiddle with it too much, but yeah. And so you just do that. Now the ones that have a whole bunch of junk on it, like this one has all these little beads, the beads tend to fall off when it's waiting to be closed. So go ahead and take care of those first, because those cause you headache. You have to keep reapplying the beads back on. Well, they cause me headaches. They may not cause you headaches, but I don't like to do those like that, so I just go ahead and knock those out real quick. Now you see, this is what I was talking about. You see how long this is? It's a gooseneck right now, because it's a lot on there. So you can uncoil it if you like, and you can snip it down again, right? And go back to your 90-degree. Now, what I just did was I pushed down the beads, and this is another thing that you have to be mindful of. You see, these beads are not really going to go anywhere, but if I had put this on a head pin and I was pushing, I could have pushed it through or broke it. So, you want to be ginger with your beads. You don't want to just brute force it, because it could destroy it. And now we have it. This little bead is not cooperating. It wants to do its own thing. You already got a seat at the theater. We haven't been watching a lot of regular TV. Regular TV means program TV. I have been trying to adjust my little YouTube playlist that the little roommate watches, because we got our alphabets down. We got counting kind of down. It's so cute. It's a little kid in the classroom. And it's not Zoom, it's Microsoft, which I do not, never mind. I want to discuss that. But, and they're 4 and almost 5. So they can't count and they don't know the alphabets properly and stuff like that. So whenever the teacher, she does this thing where she claps, and when you clap, whenever she claps, you're supposed to count. So she claps and he's like, 1. You know, all the kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. She's like, no, it's 5 or it's 4. So I think he can only count up to like 4 really well, because he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she'll clap again, and it's 7, 5, 10, or whatever. Like, I think I told you all a while back, maybe I haven't released the video. My son was like, Mommy, let's count. I was like, okay, well, you count and Mommy will count with you. But if I feel like if I'm counting, then I'm leading the parade and I want him to lead the parade. I just want to be a spectator. So what I'll do is I'll say, you count and Mommy will follow, follow you. So he's like, he'll get up to a random number. And 7 is 7, 17, 27, 37, whatever is the number that screws with him too. When I was in school, 4, 6, and 2, I always would transpose those improperly, and 5 and 2 also. Probably because they had the same like little hooks on there. So sometimes I would write a 6 instead of a 4, or a 2 instead of a 5. But that's just probably me not paying really good attention. So anyway, he's in the car counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he'll get to like 17. He's like 20-teen. I'm like, it's 19. No, Mommy, I'm counting. I'm like, you asked me. Okay, fine. You count. Because my son right now, he's in that annoying, I know everything phase. And I hope that that doesn't carry over to teenage life, because he's gonna not like Mama. Because, he don't know right now. So I let him make it sometimes on some stuff. Not on a lot of stuff, though. Just because he needs to know. So like this one, you see I'm struggling to get it in, and that's because I feel like I cut it too short, but I think we'll be okay, right? There we go. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up and come back. All right, so now we got our charm dangles situated. We have our jewelry finding. We have our key ring or split ring. We have our chain link. And now we're just going to put this on here. And we're just going to go and connect everything. You don't have to do this. I have the tool. Why not, right? So once you put your split ring piece on there, I just pull it through with my hand. It's easy to do, or you can use a tool and do the same thing. So I'm not really caring about if the charm flip-flops over or not. So I'm just holding the chain down, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to put the patience at the bottom. And we already have some of these split rings available to us that's open. Excuse me, jump rings. And let me show you how to do that in case this is your first time watching the channel. So you find, I usually do one tool or two tools, and you just split you find your little opening, which I don't know if that's the opening or not. I think it is. I cannot see it because it's too far away from my face. So you take it and you just do a twisting motion. Okay, like that. Do one more for you. I think that's it. Feel like Edward Scissorhands. And just do the twisting motion, okay? So then you take your piece, your charm, dangle, whatever you want to call it. And I like to put it at the very tip. Although, let's go ahead and not take any chances with that. I'm using a split ring that I picked up. These came from Walmart. And I want to use a smaller size. Like this, which is probably going to give me some fuss. That's okay. Use your splitter, or you can use your finger. Whatever works best for you is what I recommend using. So you see how we have that? Then you have this piece right here. just like that, and then you're just gonna pull it. Okay, now I did this a few days ago, I guess, and one of my split rings kind of came apart. So if you do decide to do it, be careful with your split rings. And you know, some of the jewelry making equipment is like the findings and stuff, some of them are warped at the manufacturer, so you just have to be careful with that. Let me see. I knew this one would probably give me a harder time because it's a little bit thicker. Like this is a thinner piece of metal versus this. This is a little bit chunkier. So I think if it doesn't work this next time with you, I'm going to do it off camera so I don't have to fight with it too much. Okay, so this is only 22 links. I just cut it. I didn't even count it out until after I had cut it to see if I had enough baubles to go on, and I do. But I did not have enough good space to space. I just plucked these on. I didn't even space them out. So I ended up putting a dove on the Patience. And I think that looks cute. It's a different, but I think it's cute. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get some assembly going. Not a lot, because you've seen me do this before, but I just thought, you know, people had made comments about wanting to see more jewelry or charm crafting here. So I just, you know, I was in the mood to comply. So we're gonna, it doesn't matter how we do it, because this is not a planned thing of any sort, but I do want to make sure that it doesn't look crazy. Okay, so not too crazy, at least. What you do is you take, I'll show you how I do it. I usually grab my jump ring, or if you're using split rings, your split rings, and then I'll grab a bobble, and this one's a pretty good, I can tell which one I did, but not too much. And I always just go on theirs for whatever reason, and theirs is the manufacturer, and I find the space that's not used, and I have had a lot more fun going from top to bottom versus, actually I've been doing top bottom to top, but we're going to do this one with everyone watching so you see how it looks. Then you're going to take your other tool. If you have super strong fingers, you can do it like that. I don't. And then we're just going to twist back. I think when I first started out, and I say this a lot, I think I was pulling. You don't want to pull, and that's how it will look once you put all your little baubles on. So I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'll go off and do some more and come back and see where we are. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully I've inspired you to do your own little baubles. Yeah. We're going to do this one right here. I like this green. This color green is really, really pretty. This thing needs a little bit of adjusting. All right, so you got your bauble on. Ironically enough, we have 22 charms and baubles to go on to the link, which is crazy because I did not count the links prior to me cutting a charm. So now I'm just squeezing this because I feel like I got a little bit of overlap. So I'm just squeezing this so they can touch up. If you really want to make sure that they close, you can always buy some jewelry glue. I don't use jewelry glue yet. I don't think I need to. And so now we're just going to go on the next one, which is the next free one, meaning nothing's occupying that space. And we're just going to plop one more on, just like that, and twist. And that's how it's looking so far. It's finished. So when I put this one little piece on here, it messed up the entire thing. I had to find another piece to go on because I had 22 charms and baubles and I had 22 links, right? And I was 21 I was one link short. So now all of the links have something on there. So let's go ahead and look at it really quickly. I like it. Lots of yellow, right? Lots of yellow. And these things, the pieces are all over the place. But I love this one. I'm not big into yellow, but I like it. And I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. Right? I'm always saying that. But I love this thing. Yeah, I'm keeping this one for myself. I'm going to put it on my key ring. I like it that much to keep it on my key ring. I don't use the key to do anything, but I'm going to do that. Yeah. So anyway, I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. And you know, I need patience. So it's fitting. Until next time, happy crafting.